Today I'm hiking the Rock Spring Preserve. And here we go. It's always a good sign when you see signs. I'm going to head out counterclockwise on the white perimeter trail. And after making that full circle, I'm going to head out again on the white, but pick up the red, hit the blue, backtrack on the blue, pick up the red trail, head out on the yellow trail to Lookout Point, and then I'm going to backtrack yellow, red to white to get back to my car. I did read in some of the trail reviews that there might be sections that are overgrown, so I might have to edit my hiking plan, but if I need to change it as I go, I'll do it. So far this trail is really pretty, although there are a lot of bugs. I mean, it's August. So I am wearing bug spray and a bug net so I can actually enjoy this hike, which I really am. While this is really pretty, it's a little narrow and I am seeing quite a bit of poison ivy along the sides, so I have stopped to roll up my socks so I don't get that on my legs anywhere. I'll have to clean up when I get home. And it looks like I've arrived at the Grand Junction. So I'm gonna head this way and stay on the white trail. I'm not going to go onto that red trail yet. Next time around. Ooh, it's like a secret meadow in the middle of the forest. You know how I love this. So far, I'm really enjoying this white perimeter trail. And I think I'm coming up on a pine forest, which is my favorite thing, aside from meadows in the middle of the forest. My favorite thing. While I'm loving that this trail is bringing me downhill, I know I'm going to have to pay my dues later and get back up the hill. But for now, fun. The white trail led me to a small spring, a little sightseeing, which warns you not to touch it or disturb it in any way because it's a landmark. And then I backtracked again to the white perimeter. So I'm on my way. I've now made it to the point of the trail where the white trail intersects with the red trail, but in trying to continue on the white, I hit a giant tree. I successfully detoured the fallen tree. It was easy. I made it to Little Junction, and now I'm coming up on Mike's bench. I don't know who Mike is, but he has a very nice bench. It looks like Mike's bench overlooks a small portion of the river. So I guess I'll take a walk down through this brushy, ferny kind of stuff and see what I can see. Yep, it's a river. All right, I detoured back up and it sent me to this little bridge, which doesn't look too safe. There's a lot of cracks and missing boards. I'm gonna step carefully. Well, this explains all the bugs. It's like a little mosquito breeding ground. Okay, check out the magnitude of this rust-colored riverbed. So cool. But what really is uncool is this trail. So all along this portion of the trail, this perimeter trail by the river, it is pretty overgrown. And honestly, this is the easy portion of it. With the ferns, there was another section that was just awful. But there's this pretty river on the side of it. I feel like this is a missed opportunity by whoever takes care of this trail, because the prettiest portion that runs along the riverside is not cleared or cared for at all. So I would recommend only hiking this in the early spring or late fall before all this stuff grows in. And I'm just showing you the better parts of this. Believe me, there were some really bad areas where I was rushing through quickly to avoid stepping on maybe hidden snakes or something. All right, I think I made it out of the worst of it, and I hope I'm not jinxing myself, but I've made it to a pretty section of trail now with some river views. Right behind me is the river junction where the blue trail comes to this point, and it might be a quicker way to get here than the white perimeter trail. I'm now crossing a really sketchy board bridge. Okay, that was pretty dangerous. That board actually flipped up. So I don't recommend that little bridge there. But I'm back on the white trail continuing around the perimeter, and I hope I find better conditions than I went through to get here. But I'm very hopeful. So let's keep going. And I'm now intersecting with the red trail right at the point where it turns to a yellow trail and goes to the outlook. But I'm not going to go that way on this lap. I'm going to go that way on the next lap. So continuing on white towards the entrance. It's always a fun balancing act doing these crossings while filming, because I have to lift my arms in the air so the tips of my trekker poles don't drag on the ground. But you will hear them scraping on rocks now and then. But I just kind of think if somebody comes down the trail and sees me in the middle of this balancing act, they're going to think I'm crazy. And they'll probably be right. So here we are coming up to the beginning again. Lap 1 is done. Ready to do this a second time? Here we go. I've now made it to the point in the trail where I found the little spring landmark last time, which is right over there to the right. But I'm going to turn left again, continuing on the white perimeter trail, and this should bump me into the red trail pretty quickly. And there it is. Well, it isn't as bad as the White Riverside Trail, but it's not great either. And while it will get you out in nature, there's not a whole heck of a lot to see here. Bugs. And I did have to crawl under that. And look, there is something to see here because there's a little swamp. I don't know. And continuing on. It looks like I'm coming back up on the Grand Junction. Yep, that's the White Trail. So I originally came down here and went that way, circled around, came onto Red, where I am now, and now I'm going to turn to the right to continue on the Red Trail, right over here. So now you know where you are. This is the Blue River Trail. So this will bring me down to where I was before on shore, the junction behind me that I said this would be the quicker way in. But wow, this does not look good at all. And I'm not going down it. So turned around, heading back up on the Red Trail again because I just found no need to do that since I've already seen the river. Okay, and now I'm coming up on the white intersection. So this is where I finished my lap last time and crossed over the red and said, you know what, I'll be back to follow this red trail up to yellow. And now I'm doing just that. That's private property there, this way to yellow overlook. And let's see what the sign says. It says, this is the overlook junction. Again, this trail system is blazed really well. The signs out here are pretty impressive, but I guess you would need that since the trails aren't maintained well and you might get lost otherwise, so. Ooh, this is fun. I'm gonna cross this. Hopefully without falling or dropping my phone. I could do it. And then a little bit of a climb. I'm finding that this yellow trail is cleared really well, so I'm really glad I came out here. Of course, I'm saying that now, but if the overlook turns out to be a little rock where you stand on it and look down at a puddle, I will be disappointed. But here's hoping that's not what happens and that there really is some sort of overlook at the end of all this, especially since I need to climb up another hill. I want a good reward at the end. Okay, made it. Let's see what's going on here because it looks like it could be good. And it is. Here's another stone bench. And here's the overlook. Oh, okay, that was definitely worth it. So definitely take the yellow trail. This is pretty fun. I have backtracked out of yellow, which was downhill and fun. Gotta love that. And I'm coming back up on the red trail. And now I'm coming up on the white intersection. This is the way I did the first lap. And I'm gonna take this right up here, just like I did before to the entrance. But I'm not gonna film it again because you've already seen it. Ta-da! And that's it, back at the beginning, second lap done. I explored most everything, but I did not go down that full Blue River Trail because there was just no point in it. Just too overgrown, and I already saw the surprise at the other end, so you can do it. So overall, I would say definitely do this in the late fall or early spring before the green comes in, and I bet those trails would be a lot more enjoyable, but overgrown and just not worth it during the summer. But look what I see. The duck car. Since I'm highly allergic to poison ivy and transferable oils, as soon as I got home, I washed with Techno soap, which I also added to my laundry detergent when I laundered my socks. And then I used these wipes on my trucker pole tips and on my sneakers.
Thanks for watching.